I'm going to start with a little personal story, a little revealing story as a father, being home every day when my kids came home from school because I've been working at home for so many years. This is a picture of them when they were actually cute, adoring, and they really counted on me and my wife for everything before they started to have opinions. But I want you to imagine later in life, as sort of middle school, high school years, I would ask them as soon as they got home from school, they were digging into their snack, their Lucky Charms or whatever. Hey, what'd you learn in school today? So I read the parenting handbooks. I knew that I was supposed to try and engage with them in their education. So I said, what did you learn in school today? They looked at each other, kind of rolled their eyes, maybe gave me a monosyllabic, basically said, dude, we're trying to decompress, So I thought, well, at least they're learning some vocabulary. Decompress is a pretty good word. So I'm nothing if not resourceful and creative. So the next week they came home and I asked a different question. I said, hey, did anything funny or annoying happen today? Knowing that at the time, teenage boys, again, older than this picture, funny and annoying things happen all the time in the school setting. This time they were a little intrigued by the question. They stopped eating for a minute. They looked at each other, maybe thought I was trying to pull something on them, and I really wasn't. I was just trying to get them to engage a little bit. And the younger one there on the left said, yeah, I'll tell you something funny that happened. In science today, Lucas, and I immediately thought, oh, this is going to be good because Lucas is now a 6'4", 320-pound football player, so he's a funny guy. He said, in science today, Lucas farted really loud. So I asked an authentic question. I got an authentic answer and I gave an authentic chuckle. I mean, it was funny. I didn't scold him. I didn't say, Jonathan, that's silly. That's not what I was talking about. Because I wanted to know. I wanted to know what happened that was funny or annoying. The older one was listening to this conversation. And so he's a little more cautious and he dove in and said, yeah, I'll tell you something that happened. It was annoying. Josh, and he starts to kind of roll his eyes. My friend Josh almost knocked me over to get to the whiteboard to show his work on quadratic equations. So I said, yeah, I kind of get it. I empathized a little bit. I knew this kid Josh. He's a bit of a show-off, all about him. I said, yeah, I get it. I understand how that's annoying. Meanwhile, the younger one, in between bites of his Lucky Charms, looks at the older one and says, what are quadratic equations? Wow. I then had the privilege of hearing the older son tell the younger son what quadratic equations are. I have no idea if it was correct. I had long since forgotten even if I had ever learned anything about quadratic equations and did not know what he was talking about. But I was mesmerized looking at the two of them going back and forth. And there we were. What did you learn in school today? I got a glimpse into that. But from a more authentic perspective, instead of going directly at them with a question that was clearly my agenda. I want to know that you're learning something. I want to make sure you're paying attention. I want to make sure you're going to get good grades. Instead, the approach was more like asking about them from their perspective, funny and annoying. Again, those are things that they related to.